Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a couple of quick tricks for rendering, particularly the material wood in here, and how you would do that. None of the algorithms really work all that well, at least from my opinion, for applying wood textures, and they often don't really apply for any kind of depth. And so what I'm going to have you guys do is I'll show you, we're going to actually load a bitmap image onto that, and then we can do a couple of things out of that are going to be advantageous here. So first thing, let's go hop on here and let's find some images of, let's do plywood. So we go to images here, we should be able to scroll through, and we really want the whole sheet. And the reason for that is we want to be able to cut things out of it. Let's go to OSB here, some oriented strand board. So we view this image, right click, save image as, and we'll just save this to the desktop for now. Alright, and then we're going to need an edge condition as well. So there's a couple of different edge conditions. We just need an image of this. And the reason for that, you'll see as we go through this, is that's going to affect how we map things onto it. And let's go with OSB. We want a good profile edge here. And even if we have to Photoshop and crop it out a little bit, that's okay. It doesn't look like that's going to happen quickly here. So we'll just, you guys will get the idea here. We'll right click, open this up, we'll end up using this guy right here. Since we use this image, right click, save image as, let's save that. Okay, so now that we're in the modeling interface, what we're going to do is we're going to create a box of some sort. And really, we're not going to keep this a box for very long in here, because we really just want the surfaces so we can apply geometries to them. Go ahead and shape this. Alright, so then I'll explode this apart, so now we can get its constituent parts. And I'm going to go ahead and select these, the guy above it and below it, and we're going to turn that into the plywood. So we go over into the properties, we can set material. Instead of setting material by layer, we can pull this down and set it by object. And it gives us all of these settings. We don't need to be concerned about any of them, we just need to set the color here. And, let's see here, this is the plywood edge, plywood texture. So we double click on that, we can set that texture, and you can see that it's now mapped onto there. And then if you hit render, you can see that that's now been mapped onto there. Now one of the advantages of this is that what you can do then is, say you have a part or a set of parts. I'm just going to hide this top surface so you guys can see. Take this and split it. I'm going to pull these away. And vRay will work with this as well. I don't have my vRay dongle in, but this will extend across. You can actually cut out chunks of it, and those chunks can be relocated. So if you have a very nice piece of plywood veneer that you're trying to do something with, you can split it and you can use that entire sheet to start to fold and move and assemble your guys' renderings and images. Likewise, if you're doing something like what Chelsea's doing, you can come over here, say we have some bent geometry. You can see how that's mapped on there now. And I don't have my lighting scenario right at all, and I'm not actually rendering in vRay, but vRay will acknowledge all of this. So with that in mind as well, and I'm going to type show now to show the other piece so you can see, we can come in here and we can set these surface edges. I'm just going to come over here and make sure I grab all of them. Alright, and then I can do the same thing for the edge conditions here. Object. Set that plywood edge. We get a nice rendered edge on that. It's distinct, and this is where really the problems arise when you're starting to work with wood materials. Now, if you want this to be glossy, this is where it can get a little bit, that's not tricky, but it's just you got to pay attention to what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a, there we go, draw another plane here right on top of this. I'm not sure which one's going to be on top here, actually, so I'm going to not do that. I'm just going to take this guy and copy him up. And you only need to copy that up like 1/1000th of an inch for the modeling software. So 0.001. Something infinitesimally small so that you can zoom way, way, way in order to get it. Okay? So then we can come over here and set our materials. And you can set this as a really nice high gloss glass. And here I'm just going to sort of manually, my vRay is going to hiss at me because I don't have my dongle in. Yeah. See? Oops. That was odd. I just restarted another Rhino. Alright, so what we're going to do, we'll just set this back to default material, and we're going to up the transparency to almost 100. We're going to also up the gloss finish to really, really high, and you can see that reacting in the bubble, hopefully, and the reflectivity as well. Alright, and so then when we get in here, we should be able to render that out. No, we have no lights in this model. So I'll just drop a point light, so for effect here. Hopefully this doesn't look like a nuclear attack, but there you go. And we can start to create finishes and features in that through that methodology. Okay? All right, and that's it.